10 Things I Don't Hate About the Taming of the Shrew. My Essay 2 PowerPoint Presentation by SMelin. I chose to write my essay on this project as a compare and contrast of two different works. We have The Taming of the Shrew, which is a play written by William Shakespeare in the 1600s, and the movie 10 Things I Hate About You, starring Julia Stiles and the late Heath Ledger. You may not know it, but 10 Things I Hate About You is an adaptation of Shakespeare's work here. A lot of the plot shares similarities. There are differences, as one would expect, chief amongst which is the language. Shakespeare uses his standard Elizabethan era English, while the movie's language is certainly more modernized and, in my opinion, easier to understand and analyze. I do have troubles reading Shakespeare's works, although I do enjoy it. I just have to spend quite a bit of time at it. The endings are a little bit different in the two. You'll know once you read or watch the movie. The movie's storylines definitely wrap up a little bit neatly perhaps. People end up paired together, everyone's happy, cue music over the credits. In The Taming of the Shrew, I personally think that the ending is a little bit more ambiguous and open to interpretation. Feel free to make your own opinion on that, but I do personally get that after reading it several times before this essay and in the course of researching it. Let's go ahead and go over both works. In The Taming of the Shrew, the action takes place in Italy, and it centers on a plot between Lucentio, Tranio, Petruchio, and Gremio, I think that's how you pronounce those names, to gain the affections of Caterina and Bianca, the daughters of the wealthy Baptista. What you might not know about this is that it's actually a play within a play. It starts out with a gentleman who's gotten drunk and passed out and can't actually remember who he is. He's found by a passing lord who, in deciding to be funny, I suppose, convinces this drunk man that he is a lord, and then gets a troupe of actors passing by to put on a play for him. Not entirely certain why that would convince him, mind you, that he is a lord, but this is where we get our play. These actors put on The Taming of the Shrew. In the movie adaptation, 10 Things I Hate About You, we have the action taking place in the Seattle suburbs. It's actually filmed in Seattle and Tacoma, around Stadium High School, actually. The plot is very similar, centering around Cameron, Michael, Patrick, and Joey to win the affections of Kat and Bianca, the daughters of Walter. In both works here, we have the gentlemen scheming together to get Kat paired off so that they can date Bianca. Now, what you'll notice here is there's several people actually trying to date Bianca, or at least a couple in both. We have the gentleman controlling the purse strings who thinks the end game is him getting with Bianca, when in reality it's not, in either play, or in either work I should say. We do get, however, Kat and Patrick, or Caterina and Petruchio, as the ultimate endgame, as it turns out after going through both works all the way. And they do end up together in both. As one can expect in Shakespeare, the wordplay, the way everything is said, written, spoken, is very important. I believe that in the movie that it's the same. The way they reworded everything made it much easier for a modern audience to understand, and it made it a lot clearer to me as to some of what was going on. I'm going to attempt to recite both of these monologues here for you, just so you get an idea of how important it is and how it actually controls the story. From The Taming of the Shrew, Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labor, both sea and land, to watch the night in storms, the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience, too little payment for so great a debt. Such duty as the subject owes the prince, even such a woman oweth to her husband, and when she is forward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul contending rebel, and graceless traitor to her loving lord? In the play, this is Katerina's, or part of Katerina's ending speech, and I think that it suggests she's been fully tamed, as the title would want you to know. I don't know that I fully believe it. I think maybe perhaps that Katerina is biding her time, maybe. Perhaps she definitely loves her husband, but I think that a lot of the speech is somewhat inconsistent with her character, although it does make for pretty words. From the movie, we have Kat's speech from the end, after which we have a happy ending. She had an assignment where she had to reword a sonnet. So we have, I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. I hate you so much it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme. I hate the way you're always right. I hate it when you lie. I hate it when you make me laugh. Even worse, when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around, and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly, I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Now you can see that the wording is definitely different in both of these, and I think that with the movie's version, it definitely lets you see, of course, that Kat is genuinely in love with Patrick. I think that you do not get the impression that she's just biding her time or waiting for something, Lord knows what even, to happen. Thank you guys very much for listening. If you have any questions, just let me know. I leave you with my favorite scene from the movie.